Hello, 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 hello. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from anywhere you've joined me all around the world. My name is Ehi Ademabo, and I am welcoming you officially to day number three in our 5-day manifestation challenge. Day number three in our 5-day manifestation challenge. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Hey, thanks to everyone who's showing up and doing the work. I appreciate you. I see you. I'm constantly going on the watching the videos. I watch each and every one of them. If you're posting videos, I'm watching each and every one of them, and I'm trying to give you guys feedback that you can use to make progress with your life. So if you are not on the train yet, if you are not yet posting your live videos, I hope you're doing the work at least. I hope you're doing the work, and maybe you're just too shy to post the videos. I really hope you're doing the work, because there is no sense in doing a challenge if you're not showing up and doing the work, right? There is no sense in doing that. So who do we have online? There's nobody online. Come on, you guys. Come on. Get with the program. Come on in. Come on in, people. Come in. Today we're going to be talking about, on day 3, we're going to talk about how to act as if. So on day 1, we spoke about your commitment, your intentions for the challenge. We spoke about your big vision, the big vision for your life. And I asked you guys to journal and document what you thought the big vision for your life was. And we also spoke about what is stopping you, what is hindering you, what is stopping you from getting to your next level, what is standing in the way of you getting to your next level. On day 2, we continued by talking about blocks, and we wanted to really get deeper into those blocks, because I believe so strongly that if you're one of the persons who's saying, hey, I don't have any blocks, I don't have any resistances, I don't have any issues, then you should really be at the level that you want to be. If you have no blocks, if you have no resistance, if you have no barriers, if you have nothing stopping you, then you really should be able to make millions of dollars every single month. If you are not making millions of dollars every single month, if you are not maximizing your potential, then chances are that you have some sort of blocks that is standing in your way and you are not even aware of it. So let me tell you guys how the subconscious is. It's almost like a program running. It's like, think of a computer program. You know, when you have your laptop on or your phone or whatever, there's a ton of programs that we don't even see. These programs have been embedded in our devices, and they're literally running on the background to make sure that you're able to come on Facebook, to make sure you're able to click on Instagram, to make sure you're able to click on your text message or whatever it is. But there is always a program or some sort of application running in the background. And this is exactly what happens in our programming. Each and every one of us has some sort of programming running in the back end of our subconscious that is causing us to think certain thoughts. It's causing us to house certain stories and narratives and belief systems. Point blank, your belief systems have come from the thoughts that you think. If you think a thought long enough, it becomes a belief. I remember so clearly when I was struggling in my business and I couldn't sell anything. It didn't matter how much promotions I did. Didn't matter how much marketing I did. I just wouldn't be able to sell, right? And I started to say to myself, because I felt very sleazy about selling. I thought, if I sold to somebody, they're going to think I'm trying to rip them off. They're going to think I'm a fraudster. They're going to think I'm scammy. They're going to think I had all those thoughts going on in the background of my head, none of which was true, but it was just my belief system. It was just my programming. And in order for me to change that, I remember just sitting down on my dining set one day and going, well, if you're not selling to these people, how are you going to serve them? How are you going to transform them? How are you going to help them? How are you going to make a difference in their lives? How are they going to know about your brilliance? How are they going to know about your awesomeness? How are they going to know how to get over their blocks and get over their resistance and get over whatever it is that's plaguing them if you are not willing to sell to them? And then suddenly I started to have a paradigm shift with the way I looked at selling. Prior to now, I used to look at selling as people were doing me a favor, they were doing me a favor if they bought into what I was offering. And then when I sat down to have that conversation with myself, obviously with the help of my coaches, I started to realize that no, I'm doing people a favor when they buy into my programs, because guess what? Everything I pour into you is never equivalent to the amount of money that you pay. You always get way more than you pay for. And I'm saying this to everyone who's listening to me right now, because somebody's listening to me and going, well, I too have an issue with selling. I don't like to sell to people because I feel like they're going to think I'm slimy. They're going to think that I'm trying to defraud them. They're going to think I'm trying to rip them off. And if you ever feel that way, I want you to think about me and think about my story and how I told this thing to myself for a long time that I was not good in sales. But I didn't realize that I was only telling the stories to myself so I wouldn't sell. So if you're saying to yourself, I'm not good with sales, I'm not good with sales, I'm not good with sales, and you keep saying it to yourself, it's a thought that has now become a belief in your head and in your mind. And soon enough, that belief becomes a story, a narrative, and that's how we start to live our lives. That's how we form paradigms. That's how we get results, or we don't get results. When I sell to people, I feel slimy, I feel sleazy, I feel like they're gonna think that I'm just trying to rip them off. They're gonna feel like I just want to take their money from them. Right? So if you're one person who's struggling with sales, there you go. It's not about you, it's about the transformational factor that you're going to help this person with. It's about what your services and what your products and what it is that you are doing for this person. Got it? So I said all of that to explain to you guys that thoughts are things. Thoughts are, and not just thoughts, but thoughts eventually form our belief systems, and that's how we're guided into whether or not we become 6 to 7 figure income earners, whether or not we become successful in whatever it is that we're doing, right? So that was day 2. And today I want to talk about literally how to manifest what it is that you're asking for in your life, how to manifest the goodies you're asking for, the clients, the money, the payments, whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest in your life. Here's the quickest way that I know how to manifest. You ready for it? Drum rolls. Acting as if. Acting as if. If you're joining me, please make sure you put it in the comment box where you're joining me from and what kind of business you have. And of course, if you have any questions or concerns, put it there as well, and I'll answer them. So acting as if. Acting as if. What do I mean by that? So this is what I often tell my clients. If you want to become a 10K a month earner, or you want to become a 25K a month earner, you want to make $50,000 every single month, what you need to do is literally figure out, what does it mean for me to make $50,000 every single month? Let's not even say 50. Let's just say 10. Let's just say, because I know majority of people are here just for their first 10K months, right? So let's just say 10K. You want to get to 10K every single month. What does it literally mean for you to be at 10K every month? What does somebody who makes 10K every month sound like? What do they speak about? Where do they hang out? What kind of clothes do they wear? What kind of conversations do they have? What kind of friends and associations do they keep? What kind of decisions do they make? Do they have mentors? Do they have coaches? Do they say things like, I'm broke, I don't have any money? Do they say things like, do they procrastinate? Do they wake up whenever they want to wake up? Or are they in control of their time? Are they in control of the resources available to them? Are they in control of their clients and the things happening to them? Right? So the quickest way I know to get to 10K months and over, and this is me who has struggled and never been able to get any clients, never could get anyone to pay attention to what I was saying and what I was offering. And I literally had to, how do I put this now? Not force my way, but make my way to 10K months. But before it even happens on a physical, before I even saw the 10K months in the bank account, I had to believe that I was a 10K a month earner. I had to behave like it. You're always one step ahead of the game. So I literally had to start speaking like one. I had to start behaving like one. I had to start showing up as one way before I earned my first 10K in business. And now I do well over that every single month. And I teach my clients to do well over that every single month. But the trick is to really act as if it's already happened. You're always one step ahead of the game. You always want to have act as if it's already happened. I had Tony Robbins say something, I think it was earlier this year, and he said the biggest secret to his success is acting as if his prayers had been answered. Acting as if his prayers have already been answered. So a lot of times we wake up and we pray, we have all this list. We want to get to 10K months by the end of October. We want to have a huge team. We want to have the confidence. We want to eliminate our fears. We want to launch new programs. We want to be out there. We want to be visible. We want to go live stream. We want to do all these amazing things. But somehow we can say that and get excited about it on day 1, and then day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 15 comes along, and sometimes you're just not hyped about it anymore. And then you fall off the bandwagon and you go, oh my gosh, October just ended and I didn't get to my goals. Don't be that person. So what I would say to you is, in order for you to get to where you need to get to, you literally have to be that woman right now. You have to be that man right now. You have to literally pretend as though your prayers have already been answered. In what ways, in what practical ways right now can we behave as if our prayers have already been answered? How can we, the way we take care of ourselves, the way we plan time for ourselves and our families, are we acting as people who are already making 10K? Are we constantly going everywhere talking about how much money we don't have, how sick we are, and how much support we don't get, and victimizing all over the place? What kind of conversations are we having? Do you still have the same friends you have today? If you became a 10K a month earner, would you have to change your friends? Would you have to change your association? Would you travel more? What kind of things would you be doing? Try to do as many of those things right now, even before the 10K months comes. Make sense? So I want to talk about 6 or 7 questions that I want you guys to answer in order for you to act as if, in order for you to act as like the woman you're trying to become, in order for you to act as if your prayers have already been answered, in order for you to act as a 10K a month earner, in order for you to act as a woman who has a successful marriage and who's 20 pounds and below, and sorry, not 20 pounds, who's lost 20 pounds, if that's what you want to do, who looks a certain way. What does that woman look like? Close your eyes for 1 second and imagine, what does that woman look like? What does she eat? Where does she go? Where does she hang out? What kind of mentors does she have? Does she have mentors? Does she have coaches? Does she take action? Or does she just listen, get inspired, and go back to square one? So the first question I want you to answer is, if I was already leaving as a big vision leader that I am, what would be going on? If I was already leaving as a big vision leader that I am, let's just say for a second that you're a big leader, you're influential, prominent woman, you are motivating, empowering, inspiring millions around the world. Like literally, people are meeting you. I'm sorry if you just joined, I cannot see the comments. I don't know why that keeps happening. But at the end of the video, I'll see your questions. So please go ahead and leave your questions. Oh, Maria is on here. Hello, Maria. Yes, you can either like or leave a comment just so I know who's there. Otherwise, I cannot see who's online. So Maria, let's just say that you were already leaving as a big vision leader, inspiring hundreds of thousands of women and girls and teenagers all around the world. There's all these people who are tuned in to listen to Maria and listen to what she has to offer. Let's just say you have a huge followership of millions of people on social media, and wherever you go, people just want to listen to what you have to offer. They want to listen to your school of thought. They want to listen to your paradigms. They want to listen to the way you think. You are so inspiring. You are that kind of leader. What would be going on right now? What would be going on right now in your life? What would be happening in your life? Linnell and Honor and Janner and Wumi and Kemi and Rafida and everyone else who's going to watch this video, watch the replay at some point. What would be going on in your life if you were to be a big picture visionary, like you're a big leader somewhere in the world with hundreds of thousands of people tuned into you, listening for your brilliance? What kind of conversations would you be having? Would you still be afraid to come on live streams? Would you still be worried about fear? Would you still be worried about whether you are approved or not? Would you still be worried about validations? Would you still be worried about people endorsing you? Would you still be looking desperately for people to say you're enough? Because mind you, you have hundreds of thousands of people who are dependent on you for your brilliance. What would be going on right now? The number 2 question I want you to answer is, so I believe in something called the upper limit. So I tell my clients, if you're going for a 10K month, oftentimes what our mind tries to do is just the bare minimum. So if you're going for 10K months, your mind is going to try to give you 4K or 5K or 7K and say, hey, we didn't get to our destination, but at least we made $5,000. So here's what I tell my clients to do. You must always choose an upper limit. So let's just say, for example, your next, say you're a woman who already makes like, say, $10,000 every single month right now. What is the upper limit? So an upper limit, choose a number that is bigger than $10,000. Let's just say 12 grand or 15 grand every single month. And if you listen to me and going, oh my goodness, I'm not even there yet, that's okay. You can pick any number. Let's just say you want to make $3,000 every single month in your business, and that's all you're asking for. So your upper limit in that case would be like 5 or 6 grand. Because what happens is, you're going to try as hard as you can. You're going to journal. You're going to do your mindset work. You're going to do everything you can in your power to get to 5 and 6K months. And sometimes what's going to happen is if you fall short, then you're going to fall to 4K and maybe 3.5, which was your original goal in the first place, right? So you must choose an upper limit of whatever goals that you're asking for. So somebody who's listening to me right now is going, I want to be the woman who earns 10K before the month of October is over. Or I want to be the woman who earns just $2,000 before October is over. That's fantastic. So if you want to earn $2,000 before October is over, what I would try to do is to do your mindset work and do your strategy as though you wanted to earn 5 to 6K. Because if you fell short of 5 to 6K, then you'd be at 4 grand or 3 grand, which is not bad to start with, considering that your original goal was $2,000. Does that make sense? Hello, Sheila. Hello, darling. So good to see you. Yeah, so did you understand what I just said? So I was explaining the concept of acting as a woman that you want to be right now, acting as a woman who's already a millionaire, acting as a woman who's already earning $10,000 every single month, acting as a woman who's in control of her team, acting as a woman who's a leader, who's a world leader, who's inspiring people. Do that right now. I need you to look around your home, look around your business, look around everything that you do right now, and pick 3 to 4 practical ways that you can act as if it was already happened. I need you to look for 3 to 4 practical ways that you can act as if. So in my case, I refuse to wear anything that does not represent me as a leader. I refuse to show up in my business just anyhow. I refuse to, there's certain things that I do now that I didn't do before I got to five-figure months consistently that I now make sure to do, because I realize that in order for you to get to 10K or 15K or 20K or wherever it is that you're going to, you must behave like that woman right now. It's the same concept of faith, calling those things that be not as though they were, right? So behave like the woman right now who's got all the power, who's got the decision-making process locked down, who's willing to get to your next level, who has people who are interested in what she's selling. Behave like the influential woman right now. Influential women do not allow fear to take over them. Influential women work with the fear. They dance with the fear. They take authority and take control and tell fear to go to the back seat while they sit on the driver's seat, right? Influential women do not go around having unnecessary conversations. They don't have time. Influential women have what people who are looking up to them, hundreds and thousands of people who are looking up to them from all parts of the world. So they don't sit on Facebook or sit on the phone gossiping or having useless conversations. Influential women value their time. This is some little ways you can start to act as if right now. The number 3 question I want you to ask, or the number 3 thoughts is, how are you rewiring your belief system to be in alignment with where you want to go? In what ways can you rewire your belief system? Thank you for the likes. Keep them coming. Thank you. In what ways can you rewire your belief system to be in alignment with where you are headed? So here's the thing. Your thoughts lead to your belief system. So if you're telling me, hey, I'm not where I should be right now, more often than not, you have a resistance, you have a block, you have something that is preventing you from getting there. And sometimes these blocks are so tricky. You're in your subconscious. You don't even realize you're there. We talked about some of those blocks yesterday. Some blocks we've inherited from our parents. Some, the idea of scarcity, the idea that money is never enough. I always heard from my parents, money does not grow on trees. You have to manage and manage and manage. And so when I went into, when we moved from Nigeria to Canada, my dad would, the first memorable event that I remember having about money was when he wanted to get us a laptop. But he was willing to pay for a laptop for my sister and I. But I said, no, Dad, we can share one laptop. Why would you want to pay for a laptop for both of us? We can share one laptop. Do you see how sometimes we just say things and we don't even realize that you're limiting belief systems? I didn't even know what I was saying back then until I started working on my mindset now. And I'm looking back and going, oh my goodness, that's exactly what I was doing then. And so my mom asked, why would you want to share a laptop with your sister? Are we complaining? We can buy you can buy your own laptop. And it's funny how parents turn around and say these things, but now I'm like, I want to go, well, you're the one who taught me to manage, to behave as if there was not enough money in circulation. So when we would submit a list of things of what we wanted to my father, he would always cut that list in half. Because during Christmas, every Christmas, we were allowed to submit a list of whatever we wanted for Christmas. So it didn't matter if you submitted a list of something that was just maybe $100. He'll find a way to say, no, that's not necessary. No, that's not necessary. You only have $50. So if you wanted $100, guess what you wanted to do? You wanted to submit a list of $200 so he could give you whatever, he could give you the $100 that you wanted. Right? So that was how I was conditioned. And so when I came into business and I started to struggle, I realized that my mindset was limiting. I'm sharing these stories with you guys just so you can start to think about those conversations that you have on a daily basis that are revealing some of the blocks that you have around money. So the question is, the number 3 question is, what do I currently believe about being successful and about being wealthy? Mrs. Moreland, I love you so much. And you made me laugh last night when I was watching your video, Maria, because you said something like, oh no, I thought I had to be a drug dealer to be a millionaire. And I laughed. I was like, is she joking? And then I realized that you weren't joking. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like there's some of us who've just been conditioned to believe certain things. Like some people, I forget who he was, and I don't want to, it's a no judgment zone here, you guys. But I forget who he was that said to me, and I think that everything good that has to come to us, we need to work hard for it. And I said to her, no, not necessarily. We're designed as abundant beings. We're designed to receive. We're designed to receive with ease and flow. We're designed to be 100% in alignment with what we're doing. Remember what we talked about in video 1? If you didn't watch it, please go back and watch video 1. You're designed to do the one thing that comes easiest to you so money can flow easily to you. If every time you have to make money, you have to work so hard for it, you have to hustle and grind, then your money mindset needs to be checked up. Right? So the question I want to ask you guys is, what do I currently believe about being successful and about being wealthy? And I want you to apply it to yourself. For the longest time, I thought I could never be a 7-figure income earner because, oh my goodness, I don't know anyone with an accent who's a 7-figure earner. I don't know anyone who's like me, who's a 7-figure business earner. And I told you guys what I did yesterday. I literally had to make up a list of successful women that looked like me and who possibly had an accent, who were multi-millionaires. And I said to them, if this person can do it, I can do it. If this person can do it, I can do it. If this person can do it, I can do it. That was how I got rid of that block. Before then, I didn't realize that I could just become a millionaire just because I chose to become a millionaire. I thought I had to do a lot of work. I thought I had to be 45 and 55 and 67 in my retirement or my deathbed before I became a millionaire. I thought I had to do things that were not comfortable. And that explains why when I first started my business, I focused on the wrong things. I focused on the things that were hard because naturally I thought it had to be hard work. So I focused on the things that were not in my zone of brilliance, like ClickFunnels and email marketing and Facebook ads and all those things I had no idea about because I thought that's what I had to do. Ladies, for anyone who's listening to me right now, take it from me. I have been able to get my business to I had a month where I had 36K literally. I think the month of August was a 36K month for me. But this is me who refuses to touch my website. Because when I first got started in the business, I'll tweak my website, continue to tweak, continue to tweak, continue to tweak, because I was afraid of stepping out, and I didn't realize that it was the fear that was keeping me broke and stuck. So I'd always call my virtual assistant and go, oh my goodness, I just saw this person's landing page. This is what it looked like. It's pink and gold. Let's switch ads. And I'll continue to do that, but I didn't realize that I was running away from something. Gentlemen, of course, Eleanor. Didn't leave you out. I was running away from something. I was running away from facing the fear that I didn't want to launch out. I wasn't comfortable with selling, but I didn't want to face the fact that I was running away from selling. So I continued to say, my website is not ready, so therefore I cannot sell. I don't have a website, so therefore I cannot make any money. It's not true, you guys. You can get to your first $10,000 months consistently. You can make $100,000 and beyond in your business without a fancy website. I know this is the one thing that a lot of people don't want to hear, because you're like, no, and you don't say that. That's not true. It's most of the clients that I have do not know what my website look like. Most of the clients that I currently have right now have never asked to see my website. They have no idea what my website looks like. Take it from me, you guys. The second thing that I kept on holding on to was, well, don't I have to do Facebook ads? Don't I have to do Facebook ads? I have no idea how that stuff runs. No, you don't. So what I'm saying is, these are all limiting beliefs that we place in the way of us getting started, just so we can justify the fact that we're not yet making money, because after all, your website is not complete. You don't have a mailing list. My mailing list is less than 500 people. Can I be honest with you guys? Can I be clear and plain and transparent with you folks today on the line? Everyone who signed up for this challenge, I didn't ask you to get on my, I didn't ask for your email addresses. I didn't ask for an opt-in. I'm not saying it's not important. I am saying, however, though, that it's not key to get into your first 10K months. But here's where I see entrepreneurs sabotage all the time. They say things like, I don't have a huge mailing list. I have less than 500 people on my mailing list. And I still am able to pull off 10K months. So what am I saying to you? Stop allowing those limiting beliefs to take a hold of you. Rewire your belief systems and start to ask the question, what do I currently believe about being successful? What do I currently believe about being wealthy? And please, 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 please don't rush through this question and say to me, oh no, Eddie, I'm good. I believe I can be wealthy. I believe I can be successful. I believe I'm supposed to be a millionaire. I believe I can create anything. That's true. But if you are not creating the 10K months in your business, or $1 million, if you don't have a 7-figure income business right now, trust me, you have some blocks that we need to unravel and we need to deal with. We have things to deal with, you guys, and there's no shame in saying that. Just 2 days ago, I realized that I was playing victim. And this is me before who would say I would never play victim. I'm not victimizing. But I was consciously looking for the blocks. I was saying, God, show me where these blocks are. And he says, you're playing victim in this area of your life. I'm like, oh my gosh, so true. So it's okay for us to have blocks. It's okay. Even multimillionaires and everyone has blocks. If we didn't have blocks, we'd be able to ask and receive the same moment. Understood? So the number 4 question is, what was number 4? If I were already a powerful leader, what would I choose to believe? Remember, this whole class is all about acting as if. If I were already a powerful leader, if I were already a woman, a man of influence, if I was already somebody who made $10,000 consistently every single month, what would I choose to believe? I don't know about you guys, but in my case, I would choose to believe that fear has no hold over me. I am powerful. I am brilliant. I am awesome. People want to learn about what I have to say. Everyone is interested in what I have to say. People want to buy from me all the time. And this is how I was able to change that mindset that I didn't like to sell. I literally had to change the mindset that I love to sell. Selling to me means to serve, and I love to serve. I love to transform people's lives. I love to help people. I love to help everyone get to 10K months, because it's not a big deal. Trust me. Before I got to 10K months, I thought I had to sell my soul to get there. It's not true. And so right now, my only mission is to get as many people as possible to 10K months, so you too can get there and go, oh my goodness, I want more. It's not a big deal to get to 10K months, right? So the question was, If I were already a powerful leader, what would I choose to believe? What would I choose to believe? Yes, oh no, you're a man of influence. But you have to also create more. What are some belief systems that you would have if you were already at the level where you made $10,000 every single month? I'm sure you'd believe that money came to you easily and frequently. I'm sure you'd have beliefs that people paid for your brilliance and your awesomeness. I'm sure you'd believe that it's not a big deal to get to $10,000 months in your business, right? So those belief systems that you answered in question number 4, I want you to start to assume those belief systems right now, this very moment. Remember, the title of this class is all about acting as if. Acting as if the money's already here. Acting as if I'm already a millionaire. Acting as if I'm already a 6-figure income earner. Acting as if I'm already a powerful leader, global leader. What would I choose to eat? How would I eat? Would I still eat unhealthy, or would I want to take care of my body? How would I dress up? What events would I go to? Would I show up at every event I was invited to? Would I really get mad when a client said no to me if I was a 10K month earner? So those are the questions I want you to think about. Okay, and then number 5 is, what is, again, I'm going to ask this question. I know we've asked it 3 times, 3 days in a row, but I'm going to ask this question again until you guys really start to get to the root. What is really stopping you from getting to that woman that you've imagined in question number 1 and 2? What is stopping you from getting to that man that you've imagined? What is stopping you? What exactly is stopping you? What fears are hindering you? What self-doubt? What tales of self-sabotage? What exactly is stopping you? So most of us really have this block of fear of failing, fear of succeeding, fear of how my life is going to change, fear of being criticized, fear of losing myself, fear of becoming somebody that I don't recognize. So I need you to take those fears, like I said earlier on this class, I need you to take those fears and dance with it. This whole thing about being successful, about becoming a woman or man of influence, is not about denying that the fear is not there. I know that you don't have the spirit of fear, but you have the spirit of boldness, courage, and a sound mind. I know that. But what I want you to do is, I need you to start to speak to these fears. You are in control. Take charge. Take charge. Get in position of the driver's seat and send the fears to the passenger seat. Take charge. You are in control. Speak to your fears and say, hey, not today. Sit up, or sit at the back and shut up. Sit in the passenger seat while I drive this car. Take charge of your fears, because if you are a woman of influence or man of influence who has like thousands and hundreds of thousands of people who are looking up to you and depending on you every single day for inspiration and empowerment, you would not allow the fears to win, right? Number 5 is, so number 4, you're supposed to tell me exactly what is stopping you. What exact fears are hindering you? Are you afraid that when you become successful, you are going to change into somebody that you don't like? Deal with it. Journal on this. Number 5 is, who do I choose to be in this world? Who am I choosing to be in this world? Yewande, Lola, Alnor, Maria, Sheila, and everyone else who's watching. I apologize if I've missed you, but everyone else who's watching, I want you to answer this question. Who do I choose to be in the world? Who do I choose? This is a point where you have this conversation with yourself. You need to start this conversation with yourself. How am I choosing to show up in the world? How am I choosing to show up in the world? For me, I choose to be a powerful leader. I choose to be influential. I choose to be not a complainer, not a whiner, not reactive, but proactive. I choose to go around the nations of the world, inspiring, transforming, and giving back to communities that don't get a lot of support. I choose to show up powerfully in the world. I choose to be a leader who gets massively compensated for the work that she does. So I'm not saying I'm going to do any of these things for free, or to go around the world and be a poor person, or somebody who's just getting by, or somebody who's inspiring lots of people but not able to ask for what she wants. No, I choose to be a powerful leader who's being massively compensated for the work that I do. Got it? Who do you choose to be in the world? Everyone else is watching me right now. Yewande and everyone else is watching. right? So when you're answering this question, remember that sometimes you're going to need a bridge. You're going to need help. You're going to need coaches. You're going to need mentors. You're going to need to invest in yourself to get to where you need to be. So the question you want to ask yourself is, what mentors, what coaches do I need to invest in to help me to show up as this powerful leader? What books do I need to be reading? What new habits do I need to be forming in my life to show up? And then number 6 is you need to raise your vibration. Remember what I said in video 1? I think it was video 1 or video 2. I don't remember which one. But I think I said it was probably in the day 1 class. And I said, we are often we need to be a vibrational match for what it is that we're asking for, because the universe and the world we live in is mainly vibrational and not necessarily conversational. It's conversational because you can say, I am powerful, I am strong, I am beautiful, I am healthy, I am talented, I'm a powerful leader. But the miracle and the magic really happens in what you're feeling. The miracle happens in what you're feeling. If you're saying, I'm a powerful leader, and you don't feel powerful, you are not doing powerful things, you refuse to be financially responsible, you refuse to make decisions that are going to take you far, you refuse to sit up and literally make those decisions and take action, you can just say that and continue to talk, but because you don't feel like a powerful leader, nothing necessarily will happen in your life. So, how can you raise your vibration to become the woman or the man that you spoke about in questions number 1 or 2? How can you raise your vibration to become this powerful, influential leader? Because remember, we're always attracting whatever it is that we're feeling. This is why I'm very sad when I hear people talk about, I'm broke, I cannot afford it, I'm poor. You're just digging a grave for yourself. You're going to become more broke, more poor, not able to afford anything, more sick. Stop saying those things. I'm trapped. Stop saying those things. You're not serving you. Right? So how can if you're in a low vibrational state, you're going to attract more low vibrational people and things, and situations happen to you. How can I become a vibrational match for what I'm asking for? In what ways can I raise my vibrational frequency? Gratitude always does this. When you look around your life, what can you say you're grateful for? When you take action, you raise your vibrational frequency. When you're excited, when you stay in the midst of positive people, you raise your vibrational frequency. So in what ways can you raise your vibration to literally attract the things and the woman and the man that you want to become? Number 7, I need you to start to take inspired action. What inspired action could you take right now, this very moment, that will give you massive results? I'm not talking about just taking any kind of action, because if it's just taking action, there's a lot of people who are taking action all day, every day. There's a lot of people who are posting on social media 10 times a day. You're doing live streams, you're writing books, you're doing presentations, you're doing all these things. You're working so hard and there's nothing to show for it. Let me tell you what inspired action looks like. You're going to sit down and you're going to say, God, what is the next best thing I should be doing in my business to get to 10K months before the month of October? Some of you guys are going to get ideas. Some of you guys are going to get ideas to do some classes, to reach out to some old clients, to put out threading posts on Facebook. Some of you guys are even going to get ideas to do Facebook ads. Somebody's going to get an idea to reach out to a coach, to hire a coach, to pay for a program. That is what I call inspired action. Inspired action is not just taking any kind of action. Inspired action is an action that moves you towards your quarter 4 goals, or towards your quarter 1 2018 goals. It moves you towards the visionary leader that you have been called to be, to become, and show up in the world. Right? So what do I need to do? The question that you're going to ask here is, what do you need to do to speed up the process? What do you need to do to speed up the process of becoming this powerful, strong, wealthy leader? What do you need to do to speed up the process of becoming a powerful, strong, and wealthy leader? What do you need to do? Right? Notice I didn't say, how am I going to make it happen? Because oftentimes we're trying to make things happen. We get stuck in the mechanical and the manual process without realizing that, you know, there's a lot of synchronicity going on in the world. And if you are not taking divinely inspired action, sometimes you're just going further in the wrong direction. So what is the inspired action you need to take today that will take you to your next level? I'll go further and pick about 3 things to do daily as your inspired action. Maybe it is offering a 20-minute complimentary session, and then offering a 20-minute complimentary session, and then converting those complimentary sessions to sales. Maybe it is setting an alarm to journal 5 to 7 times a day. Maybe it is waking up very early in the morning before anyone else in your household wakes up to get your day organized and to talk to God about your business and to put out a few posts on social media, right? Whatever you do, make sure you're taking inspired action. Laura says, yes, ideas. I'm needing help in how to manifest my ideas fully. Yeah, so this is how you're going to manifest your ideas. Maria says, do you have to pay for relationship? So can you explain what you mean by relationship? What kind of relationship? If you're talking about the relationship to a coach or a mentor, absolutely. Because remember, you're also a coach. You're also a mentor, because there's other students who are waiting to learn from you. There's other people who are waiting to tap into your brilliance and tap into your energy. You're going to charge them as well. So if you're talking about a coach or mentor, absolutely you have to pay for it. If you're talking about what kind of relationship, can you clarify? If you're talking about just a friend or associate or anything like that, probably not. Probably not. But yeah, if you're talking about a coaching relationship, absolutely. And let me tell you something, whatever you don't pay for, oftentimes people don't appreciate. Because I know that a lot of you guys are really hungry for 10K months right now, but if you don't pay for somebody to hold you accountable, why would you even show up to class? Why would you do the work? After all, it was free of charge, right? And when you pay, there's something about when you pay for stuff. When you pay, you get into this vibrational frequency of, I am rich. I can afford things. I am wealthy. I'm able to pay for my own coaching. I'm able to take responsibility and pay for coaching. So what ends up happening is when you start to charge other people for your services, you don't feel bad. You don't feel weird. You don't feel sleazy about it, because you know what? Because you paid somebody else to help you, and now you can boldly and confidently charge somebody else for your own services. So don't be afraid of spending. Don't be afraid of this whole thing about money. Money is just unstable. Money is energy. Money is a currency. It's got to flow. Don't hold on to it tightly and go, oh my gosh, I don't have. If you keep saying that, you would never have. Spend the money, it'll come right back to you in double, multiple folds. And when you're investing in a coach, remember, you're investing in yourself. You are investing in yourself. Okay? So Lana says, I'm needing help in how to manifest my ideas fully. So let me just share a story with you guys. So today I just got a message from one of my clients, actually, and she only signed up with me maybe about 2 months ago. And she said to me that she just manifested being in an international beauty pageant, Mrs. International. So this beauty pageant is for folks who are married, like married couples. And it's a pretty prominent beauty pageant. It's like Miss World or Miss Universe, but this is called Mrs. International. And you know how she manifested that? I think she was, she had literally been thinking about pageants and thinking about it. So here's where inspired action comes. So she's been thinking about pageants, and I think she may have slept. And then in the dream, you guys, this is where we get woo-woo. This is where we get spiritual. So in the dream, she had seen herself winning a pageant. Mind you, she was thinking about pageants. She didn't think about pageants. And, she used to be in the pageants a long time ago. Actually, she used to be in the pageants many years ago. So in the dream, she saw herself winning a pageant, and she woke up from the dream and, what does that even mean, winning a pageant? And then she just went and did a quick Google search and applied to be on a pageant. It turned out to be Mrs. International. Literally, the very next minute, the organizer sent her an email, please send us your photos and all of that. She sent her photos and sent everything that she needed. And boom, 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 one thing leading to another, and she's in. What am I trying to say? That you're a vibrational match for everything that you're asking for. So Lola, to answer your question, how do you manifest your ideas? How do you manifest clients? First off, you want to ask, here's a better question to ask. Do I feel like somebody who can manifest 10 grand? Am I feeling like somebody who makes 10 grand every month? Am I as grateful as somebody who makes 10 grand every month? Do I dress like somebody who makes 10 grand every month? Do I show up as is? Do I talk like I make 10 grand every month? How are you showing up in the world? That's the quickest way to manifest. Acting as if. What we just talked about. Acting as if you make 10 grand every single month. Literally being in the energetic space of somebody who makes 10 grand every single month. That's how to manifest. There's nothing complicated about it, but also you have to remember that when you have blocks about making 10 grand every single month, you deal with those blocks and you address those blocks. How do you address them? So for example, you ask yourself the question, what in me, like the question we asked yesterday, what in me is resistant making 10 grand every single month? I literally need you to ask yourself that question right now. What in me is resistant making $10,000 every single month? Why can I not make 10 grand every single month? And then you're also going to answer a question like, so these are nice journaling prompts for Jenna, Cullen, and everyone else who said they needed some journaling prompts. List 25 to 50 characteristics of some of your strengths, of your awesomeness, of your brilliance. I know you help authors write books, but why would they come to you? Why should they come to you and pay you? I don't know how much you retail. Let's just say you retail $1,000. Why should they come to you and pay you $1,000 to help them? Make a list of your brilliance. Make a list of your awesomeness. Make a list of your strengths. What are you good at? What are you good at? And then when you do that, you start to feel really good. You're like, oh my goodness, I got this. I am powerful. I'm influential. I'm amazing. I'm transformational. I'm a leader. People should pay me $1,000. I'm worthy. I'm deserving. I do a pretty good job. People should pay me $1,000 to help them write their books. That's how you manifest. If you have more specific questions, Lola, I can definitely take them. But before we call up the session, does anyone have any questions? Comments, questions, aha moments, light bulbs, anything you want to share? I'm going to go over the questions again because as usual, I want you to come on live stream. For those who are not doing their homework because they don't want to come on live stream, feel free to type it out as well, but I prefer you came on live stream because I want to get you used to talking about these things. Because when you start to talk about it, you start to manifest it faster because there's just so much energy. We're talking about something, right? So once again, the questions were, number one, if I was already leaving as a big vision leader, what would be going on in my life right now? The second question was, what would be my next goal? What would be the next step? If I was already leaving into the big vision, into my big vision, what would be my next step? Number three, if I were already this powerful leader who made 10 grand or 50 grand or whatever thousands, or if I was already this successful woman every single month, what would I choose to believe, right? Oh, sorry, number three question was, what do I currently believe about being successful and about being wealthy? And then number four was, what would I choose to believe if I were already this successful woman, right? And then number five is, what is stopping me? What fears are hindering me? I want you to get really, really super, super specific. Don't just say fear of failure. Why? Why is that a fear? Be investigative. I encourage you guys to be investigative. Investigate into the fear of failure. Why is the fear of failure stopping you? Have you failed at some point in your life? Have you failed at something? And then I need you to do some healing and release around that thing. Number five and number six was, who do I choose to be in the world? How do I choose to show up in the world? Who do I choose to be in this world? Have that conversation. This is where you step into a conversation with yourself. And number seven was, how do I raise my vibration to match what I'm asking for? And number eight was, list 3 massive inspired action I would take if I were making 10 grand or 50 grand or whatever amount of money every single month. Got it? Okay, you guys, I hope this was a productive class for you. I hope this was a productive class. I hope it was a productive class for you. And I hope you do the work. I hope you show up and you do the work. I literally want you to do the work. I know it's a lot of homework today, but trust me, it is well worth it. Happy journaling, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.